Just kidding. Hello, everyone. This is Junior here, and welcome back to My Vampire Girlfriend. Let me shut my door one second. Breaking my back, shutting the door. Resume. Episode 3. I opened the door and got out to the rooftop. I felt comfortable. A comfortable gust of wind on my cheek. Because I said chest last time. Ugh. Yes, I've recorded this before and then I had recording problems, so I had to restart. So, within a few days, it was my second time coming here. I got something in my eye, sorry. Do I? I don't know. I don't, okay. Within a few days, it was my second time coming here. I headed to a certain point without any hesitation. It was around the door after getting out from the entrance, somewhere that was hard to see. There she was, sitting alone on the pink vinyl sheet. Ray, oh, hey, Junior, thank you for joining me. Please have a seat without saying anything this time, as it is your second time. Oh, thank you. It was nice being able to join her without saying anything. The second I tried to take a sit on the vinyl sheet. Oh, but what? Oh, no, nothing. I wonder what's up with her. Her face seemed a little red as well. I sat down as I tilted my head. I get ready to eat and faced Ray. So, Ray, was everyone okay? I don't know what you're talking about. About the washroom. What? I don't know what you're talking about. She said nothing. She said without moving her smile. Her words didn't change from the prior I don't know what you're talking about, but the second one had a different nature. It was obvious that there was a different meaning to the first one. From the first one, I understood as never talk about that ever again. But I had the urge to tease her, as she always had a high-class aura. It would be satisfying to do so. I decided to. I'll respectfully listen to her. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Yeah. She clapped her hands together to show me she was satisfied and smiled. You weren't holding it in. Yep, I wasn't. You weren't fidgeting like a little child during class because you couldn't go to the washroom during break. You weren't looking at the washroom when you were stopped by the Okay, could you stop talking about the washroom? Right before you were about to go to help him. You said you would stop. How long are you going to talk about this for? Yeah, like guy in the game? Jeez. I want to tease her a bit, as Ray has a high-class aura, and these kinds of things rarely happen, but it's too bad. Because Ray showed strong dissatisfaction, I decided to stop talking about it, and this talk ended at that. I picked up the meatball in my lunch with my chopsticks, and I carried it towards my mouth. I asked, "What do you do on your off days, Ray?" "What I do? I live normally." Normal, huh? Okay, let me tell you what us peasants think of what Ray does on her off days. First, when Ray has a day off, she leaves this lame city. She goes to a resort. Resort. For example, Karuizawa. I do not know how to say that. I guess kind of like that, or maybe even overseas. Ray goes overseas every weekend? She does. Then she enjoys the view of the ocean and the warm weather, or goes shopping. Ray's at the beach and not the mountain, and does she shop at the surf shop? Don't be so stupid. That's mean. Don't be so stupid. It's a 5-star resort. There are no surf shops. There are high-end brand stores. I'm gonna turn that down a little. And she buys all the high-end products like a crazy person. There are also random parties she attends, and for instruments, she'd probably play a flute or a piano, maybe even a harp, depending on the situation. I think Ray's actions are a little bit logical. Illogical. Exactly, illogical. Her spending habits are a total mess. But what's supporting that is the Kumagaya family. They own oil. Oh, they have oil? They do. I don't know the reason, but they do. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Just like how we put a O. Oh, wow. To be honest, sometimes I envy her. To the point it makes me crazy and it makes me hard to sleep at night. That sounds creepy. Yeah, having an endless amount of money sounds desirable. Hey, I was wondering who this Ray person is. Who is she and where is she from? It's you. What? I'll say it again. I say it as if I was throwing it down on her. It's you. What? But I'm always in town during my days off and don't buy high-end brand products. I do play the piano and I don't play the flute. I knew it. You do play the piano. I do play the piano, but I don't play the flute. It's the same thing, you blue neck. What the hell's a blue neck? You're probably going to say you have oil as well. God damn it. Please calm down. The Ray you're thinking of doesn't exist, Junior. It's just an imagination. Please come back to reality. Reality? Yes. The Ray that is in front of you spends her day off in the city and sometimes spends time cooking. Excuse me. Okay, what about the high-end brands? She doesn't buy them. How about the oil? She doesn't own any. Oh, good. You really aren't a bad rich Ray. Yes, I'm glad you understand. What about the piano? I do play the piano. What? But if you play the piano, you buy high-end brands and own oil, right? Which means Ray is a bad rich person. Even that lunch you're holding, it looks normal, but probably an expensive French cuisine. Oh, why are you making her sound bad? Stop it. What am I supposed to do? We spent the lunch talking about something that really doesn't matter, and had fun. It had been several minutes after I had been turned down by Ray when I had pretended her lunch was a French cuisine, so I can have a couple of bites of her lunch. Ray and I had finished our lunch and were on the verge of feeling empty-handed. I had gotten used to talking to Ray when it was just the two of us on the rooftop, but even so, there were times that silence would occur. But even the silence was different from the first day. It was one that came from a relaxed environment. So, what to do? I'm gonna stay on the rooftop a little longer. I know I should be getting to class, but there's much to do even if we go back to class. Today, it wasn't a blue sky, but the soft sunlight through the clouds was nice, and there was a nice breeze in the air, which cooled the temperature nicely. It feels good. I heard Ray's voice as I had my eyes closed peacefully. It had a teasing tone to it. Junior, I'll tell you a secret. I slightly opened my eyes and looked at Ray. Secret. I wonder what she's talking about. Don't you wonder why I always bring a vinyl sheet here? Isn't it to eat lunch here? It isn't. She stated clearly then. Ooh, it's 4, she said loudly and collapsed on the vinyl sheet face up as she spread her legs and arms out flat. Are you surprised? It actually feels good to lie down and look up at the sky. You should try too. What an unexpected behavior. Nice English. What an unexpected behavior. I was unable to process everything that was happening, but lied down beside Ray as she led me. What? There was a blue sky far away and patches of clouds. There was sunlight bleeding out of a cloud. And it was clear the sun was behind it. The sun and cloud moved so slowly. It was as if it wasn't moving at all. In the world we live, there was a world isolated from the world of human society. It was different from the world of school or home, but was always connected to the world we live in. A calm wind breezed by us. It is surprising. What is? I thought of a high-class girl like you wouldn't lie down on the rooftop. I occasionally lie down on the rooftop as well. Don't you lie down on the rooftop frequently as you do bring the vinyl sheet every day? I frequently lie down on the rooftop. You're just a person who lies down on the rooftop frequently. Yes, but I sometimes get up. Oof. I heard her grunt. It seems she got up. I thought her behavior was out of context. Why? I felt something different. Nice. I felt something different about Ray and her pure-hearted behavior. It was different from the Ray I knew from class. It feels good, right? Ray had appeared in my field of vision suddenly. It seems she is standing above my head and looked at me. Whoa! I shouted in my head. If you stand there while wearing a skirt, oh no. White. Oh, this guy is gonna get himself killed. I saw something white in her skirt that I wasn't supposed to see. I saw it clearly. I looked away. What's wrong? Oh, dust got in your eye? No, nothing. I'm alright. It feels good, yes. Good way to cover it up, dude. Sorry, I had something in my nose. Yuck. Ray doesn't notice. She should... Ray doesn't notice. She should notice, but doesn't. She's too defenseless. There is a white-colored temptation above my head. Oh my god, stop saying that. You're making me cringe. I had to be strong-willed. No, I shouldn't look. That is rude. My eyes that were looking away slowly lost to the temptation and looked back where it was. I stopped right before. What if she finds out and told the teacher? It would be a problem. My parents could be contacted and end up in a parent-teacher interview. I wonder what Yuri would say as a childhood friend about the shameful behavior. By the way, I'm wearing my Pens shirt again. Go Pens, go! She may forgive me, but don't know if it is possible to keep the current relationship with her. I suppressed my mind's temptation by imagining these things. It had worked. I moved quickly to a position where I was not able to see her underwear and got over this situation. Whew, a sign of relief had came out unconsciously. I think to myself on the way to the classroom from the rooftop. I was thinking about the change in image of Ray. There was a big difference between the Ray in class and the Ray on the rooftop. Ray has always been humble and treated everyone equally. It's not just being calm, it's as if she stays in the boundary she set herself towards other people. But the Ray I have been seeing at the rooftop doesn't have those boundaries. It seems that she is freely interacting with me. The first time. The second time, just now, it looks like she isn't trying to be overly kind to me. Closet's open in the background. Kind of creepy. Maybe that place makes her that way. I recalled the image of the rooftop, which could be found in any school. I thought about the difference between the two Rays, although there was no answer before the start of next class. Yuri, what do you think about Ray? It was after school. There was a feeling out of place in my mind about Ray during lunch, so I asked Yuri. Yuri seemed like she couldn't understand the question, so I added on. What kind of girl is Ray, from your point of view? She seems very elegant. She has very nice hair and skin. Like, even her single steps are graceful. She's different from other people. She's smart as well, and her family's rich. I haven't heard of anything bad about her. Isn't she popular from the guys as well? It's not my specialty, so I really don't know about that. Oh, wait, what? Junior, are you interested in her? You like her, don't you? But it is Ray. If Ray is the person you like, you won't balance well with her. Or it'll be hard. Oh, but I'll help you. Leave it to me. If you say you like her as a childhood friend, I'll do my best. Oh, if you say you like her as a childhood friend, I'll do my best. It's okay. I haven't said a word about me liking her. As usual, when she's on, she doesn't stop. I get astonished. She seems to be having fun, and I feel bad stopping. But the conversation won't get anywhere at this point. I stopped for a while, but decided to continue talking. I've been talking to Ray, just the two of us. But when it's just the two of us, she seems different, and it feels a little awkward to me. Something seems a little off. Oh, is that so? Although I really don't get it. It was obvious her reaction was getting dull. The second she found out it wasn't a love story, she lost interest. She's an extremist. If you feel that way, why don't you go find out? She says something interesting, although she seems uninterested. Find out how? I asked back immediately. Yuri tilts her head. I don't know, though. Ignore that noise in the background. That's me fidgeting with my feet, so. It was a very unreasonable answer, but I felt I could think more in depth about the opinion she gave. Ew, hair on my nose. Get off. Yucky. Find out, huh? I say the idea Yuri had given out loud. It could be fun. I decided to think about a specific way to find out as I stared back at Yuri, who was curiously looking at me. Ooh, that's the end of the chapter. Continue on. Episode 4. What? Okay, I'm not gonna read that because I'm not good with Spanish. It says that the old thinkers Epicurus, Seneca, and the Aymara put it this way. What the hell was that? That was like Spanish, I think. I don't know. Okay, it says that a poor person is not someone who has little, but one who needs infinitely more and more and more. And stop. Oh, it is Spanish. Spanish teacher. And stop. Great. There is no problem to point out. Good pronunciation and good interpretation. Thank you, Ray. I would have offended so many Spanish people if I tried to say that. I'd be like, what? During Spanish class, the Spanish teacher praises Ray for her reading and interpretation. Ray takes a bow and took her seat. Ray's strongest subject of studies is Spanish, but all of her other subjects are well beyond average as well. She does it with ease. She is a high-class woman who does everything calmly and elegantly. A classmate who is in a world 1 to 2 rank above me. Although she has a strong world and character she lives in, she has an impression that she is a bit hard-headed and lack humor, nice English, lacks humor as her words are too polite. Ray in class was without a doubt that kind of girl. Swirly sound. But I know her different side from the rooftop. Her words are still polite, but she is a little naturally airheaded. For a second I thought it said she is so sexy. She is so easy to be around. I read that wrong. She's so easy to be around. I get carried away when I'm with her. Someone's developing a crush! Her character on the rooftop doesn't lack humor. Her character on the rooftop is interesting. I quietly wait for break to see Ray's character on the rooftop, and to find out what kind of girl my classmate Ray Kumagaya is. During lunch break, Ray was at the rooftop, and I thought as I went up, "Oh, Junior," and Ray's eyes looked right beside me. The person standing beside me noticed Ray was looking at her and simply greeted her. Hello, Ray. I was invited by Junior and came. Sorry to bother you. Do you always eat here? Yuri greeted her kindly and closed the distance between them. I always think that I should learn and copy her talking skills. And the way she closes the distance with someone, it's different from me, who is always nervous on the first word. Yes, I'm usually here as long as it's not raining. After she answered Yuri's question, she looked at me. You're with Yuri today? Yeah, about that. It would be annoying if Yuri's nonstop talking starts. I make a light greet, and decide to talk about what I had in mind. I try to make a serious face and start talking. Today, I brought Yuri because I thought I would want you to know about Yuri's secret. I started talking as we had planned beforehand, and then Yuri changed her expression to a more serious look as if she had remembered the plan. Ray seemed to have been a little lost at the something that had just started. Yuri's secret. Yep, listen, without getting scared, Yuri is... I stay silent for a couple dozen seconds and stare into Ray. Then I say, Yuri has ESP. In the silent rooftop, my voice sounded loud. Everyone went quiet. No one is saying anything. Yuri has ESP. I say the same thing again as I get impatient. Ray had her mouth opened as I took a glance at her. Well, she obviously wouldn't believe me. Even if Ray at the rooftop is a little lightheaded, I thought ESP was a little overboard, especially at this day and age. This plan was a failure, as I was thinking that. Wow, Ray muttered suddenly. What? This is the first time I've got a person that has ESP. I've seen a person with ESP. Her eyes were shining with interest as she stared at Yuri. Due to unexpected outcome, Yuri and I look at each other. See, it went as planned, as I said. It's a miracle. Wait, are we talking through Mind Link? Wait, ESP. What's that called? Telepathy? Telepathy, I think. It's a miracle. Yuri couldn't hide surprise on Ray's interest. Yeah, it's a miracle. A miracle my skilled performance created. Do you mean phony performance? You said the same phrase twice. It was like a shady TV program. Wasn't it? Huh? What? I was unaware, but did I just compliment you just now? Yes, you did. So, while we were bickering as well as glorifying one another's efforts, Ray, looking interested, has asked a question. What kind of power do you have, Yuri? There's a lot of different ones, like moving objects without touching them, which is telekinesis. Telepathically is talking through the mind, and telekinesis is moving shit without your hands. Or looking into the future. Or maybe the other way around, I don't know, I'm confused. Yeah, don't be too surprised. I proudly accept her question. In reality, Yuri, as a normal high school girl, doesn't have ESP. She is about to deceive Ray with a magic trick she had prepared beforehand. I have seen Yuri's magic trick when I was in elementary school. If I remember correctly, it was make water disappear. She can make water disappear. The magic trick Yuri had performed in the past was an old trick which consisted of putting water into a rolled up newspaper and does not spill. If Ray cannot see through this trick, Ray at the rooftop will be deemed a natural airhead. Obviously, Ray at the rooftop and Ray at class is the same person. Therefore, if Ray at the rooftop is a natural airhead, then Ray at class will also be an airhead. Oh my god, stop saying Ray so many times. Ray at the rooftop, Ray at the classroom, Jesus. The only difference being whether the natural airheadedness is exposed or not. What? That's amazing. Ray clapped her hands together in happiness. Her reaction was good. It can be done. Do it, Yuri. Why are you being so proud, Junior? Seems like you couldn't hear me. I'll say it again. Do it, Yuri. It's the same thing even if you repeat yourself. I will do it, but stop commanding me to do it. It pisses me off. Please do it, Yuri. Okay, I'll try. Alright, attention please. If I have a newspaper here, I'm going to roll it up. A rolled up newspaper and a paper cup with water in it is used for this trick. An old trick that would be ridiculous to explain was being done in front of her. I want to pour the water from the paper cup into the newspaper. What a surprise. Normally if I put this much water in it, it should leak, but it isn't leaking. I watched Yuri perform her magic trick. At the same time, I watched Ray. Ray seemed very interested, although it wasn't anything surprising. But I was watching Ray's reaction. I noticed something weird. She would slightly jitter at some of the words Yuri would say. And every time that word comes up, she has a displeased look on her face, and her face seems a little red. Ray, your face seems a little red. Are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. But if you're not feeling well... No, really, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. Her words were calm and determined. Apparently, it was something she didn't want me to talk about. She reacted to the phrase, should leak, doesn't leak, and pour. Blood. Blood leaking, blood not leaking, and blood pouring, probably. She's probably a vampire, which is why this game's called My Vampire Girlfriend. Memories are worth it. Wow. But now, isn't the time to think about that? A few minutes later, Yuri's magic trick of pouring water into a rolled up newspaper had finished successfully. That was amazing. You really do have ESP, Yuri. Ray has a big smile and seemed excited after seeing Yuri, the self-proclaimed ESP's magic trick. I'm surprised she can be so excited from a simple and obvious trick like that. She even believes it's ESP. Although I was the one tricking her, I felt a bit jealous of her pureness. At the same, I had felt bad deceiving her. Oh yeah, I actually have ESP. Sorry for hiding it from you for this long. Yuri has forcefully continued the conversation, but was looking at me frequently. Ugh. It was the look that was saying, isn't it enough? She's right. Even if... Oh god, 27 minutes. Even if we wait like this, there is no way Ray would find out that it was only a magic trick. Yuri and I were on the same boat. So we had decided to tell her the truth. Ray, yes? You're just a natural airhead. No, I said it directly. Ray looked confused by my sudden words. What are you trying to say? I continue. I had misunderstood you, Ray. I thought you were a high-class girl that is from a different world from us. But I was wrong. You act like that on the surface, but deep down, you're a naturally airheaded girl. You had proved that just now. The second I said, you act like that on the surface, Ray's facial expression changed. It looked like she was really concerned and very sad. I was surprised by her sudden change. Oh no. This is just for fun. I felt like I had brought up a topic that I wasn't supposed to, and had felt bad about it. How do you know that, Junior? And what was the proof just now? I couldn't stop at this, so I continued. What Yuri had just done is an ESP. It's a magic trick, and it's a simple trick that even kids in elementary school know. As I explained, Yuri also showed a couple of tools used in the trick to show how the trick was done. I think that even if I showed all the girls in the class, you would be the only one that would believe that it's ESP. I'm not gonna get anywhere with her if I keep doing shit like this. I was relieved I was able to say everything. Ray's reaction was worse than I imagined. She took it much more serious than predicted. This is just for fun. I liked Ray's character on the rooftop, so I just tricked her to have fun. Ray was staring me down with an expression that she was almost about to cry. It was as if she was about to yell traitor at me at any moment. but Ray didn't end up yelling. She glared at me for a while, but looked away and shrugged her shoulders. Ray sat down into the vinyl sheet and from there went silent. She didn't talk even if spoken upon. I looked at the clock and noticed the break was almost over. I decided to send Yuri back to class before us. Is it okay to leave? I feel guilty doing this kind of thing. It's fine. I'm the one to blame anyways. You just did what I told you. Yeah, that is true. Yuri resisted on leaving for a while, but... Ray, I'm sorry. I did something bad. I'll head back before you guys. She apologized to Ray and left for class. The start of class came before Ray and I headed back to class. It was just the two of us on the rooftop, but was different than usual. There was an ache in my chest. Ray, I'm sorry. I apologize so you won't go back to class. I think being at school but not going to class is the biggest loss. I thought she would still ignore me, but she responded, You should just go back by yourself, Junior. She said quietly. It was like a child in a bad mood. Oh no, what did I do? I'm just a fake anyways. What? My guy's a douchebag. Why would he do that? I'd never do that to anybody. Even if I think they'd be different. Is there another way that's real? No. I don't know what to respond to this. A fake? I'm not gonna stay silent. I'm saying a fake. A fake? Ray spoke in a low voice. She talked as if she was talking to herself as she sat down on the vinyl sheet. I'm no good compared to my sister, so I thought if I copied her, then everything might go well. I thought maybe everyone would like me. I've spent my life copying her, so I'm a fake. My sister is the real one. I sighed. Ray is a tiresome girl, more than I imagined. When she gets mad, she doesn't listen, and her answers to my questions are pointless. But I didn't feel like leaving her. I decided to listen to her more closely. I asked a question and go in depth with her answer. I take my time repeating the process. As time went on, I found out that Ray has a sister who was also a genius, and had been compared to her since she was a little, and had suffered due to that. She was a bad girl, but if she copied her sister, who was graceful, enchanting, and could do anything, she might also be seen as enchanting. She thought that and started to copy her sister, and continues to this day. But copying her sister was a little tiring, therefore she decided to be herself on the rooftop, where people rarely come. I couldn't say anything. I leave everything in my mind. The expression that Ray had shown me on the rooftop had passed through my mind. I understand now. I had unknowingly stepped into her sacred place. She could have kicked out the intruder who had stepped into her sacred place, but she didn't do that. When it was about halfway into the 5th class, Ray had suddenly looked towards me as if she had remembered something. Junior, you won't be friends with a fake like me anymore, right? It was right in the midst of her talking about her fakehood, therefore it sounded very servile. You're so stupid. Why? I would never say that. I accidentally said it out of honesty, and I said it in an amused tone. To be honest, I was half serious about being unamused. I thought, what is she saying? What does her being fake and me not being friends with her even mean? I am stupid. I'll come again. Ray was seeing if I really intended it or not. She tilted her head and looked at my facial expressions. I'm allowed to come, right? Ray didn't say anything. I said unconfidently. She unconfidently nodded after a couple of seconds instead of saying anything. Oh my god, a lot of mixed emotions. Oh my god, I felt bad and I felt confused. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want more things like games, reaction videos, vlogs, challenges, and PlayStation 4 videos. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure it is gray, not red, because if it's red, you're missing out on my content. And how you know you subscribe to see a bell icon, hit that bell icon. And I will see you dudes and duders in the next video. And, well, before I go, actually, I'm going to give a little opinion about this. This game so far is making me feel like emotions I've never felt before. Well, yeah, like sadness I've felt before. Like, we've all felt sadness at some point. Anyways, I'm gonna go because I'm nearing my end time before the video will just kaput and cut. Anyways, I will see you dudes and duders in the next video. Au revoir.